when someone realizes they've found something they weren't supposed to find. The acoustic properties of Stonehenge weren't incidental. They weren't a lucky accident of stacking rocks. They were the entire point. The AI processed all of this and reached a conclusion the research team found deeply unsettling. Stonehenge wasn't built for worship. It was built to manufacture a psychological state on demand. You're in anyone who entered the circle, and the acoustics were just the beginning. If you're starting to realize that everything you learned about Stonehenge was fundamentally wrong, hit subscribe, because the data gets much darker from here. The weapon. Now, imagine this from the perspective of someone living 5,000 years ago. You've traveled for days, maybe weeks, to reach this place everyone speaks of in hushed tones. You've heard stories your entire life. Your parents told you. Their parents told you. The place where the gods speak. The place where the earth hums with voices from beyond. You arrive exhausted, hungry, already overwhelmed. You see the stones rising against the sky, impossibly massive, arranged in patterns that pulse with meaning you can't quite grasp. You enter the circle at sunset, when the light bleeds red across the horizon, and suddenly you feel something you've never felt before. A vibration begins in your chest, not a sound you can hear, a pressure you can't escape. The air thickens. When the priests speak, their voices don't just reach your ears, they surround you. They fill the space between your thoughts. They seem to come from everywhere and nowhere. From the stones themselves, from the ground beneath your feet, from inside your own skull. Your heart races without reason. Your skin prickles with electricity that has no source. A wave of nausea rolls through you, then passes, replaced by something worse. A sense of absolute smallness, absolute vulnerability. Every instinct screams that you're in the presence of something beyond human, something divine, something that could destroy you with a thought. And then the priest tells you the gods demand your grain, your labor, your children for their service. You believe it, not because of faith, not because of tradition, because every cell in your body is confirming it. The terror isn't in your mind, it's in your bones. And you would do anything, give anything, to make it stop. But here's the deal. You weren't imagining any of it. The stones were doing it to you. The builders weren't primitive architects stacking rocks in decorative circles. They were masters of acoustic engineering and human psychology, operating at a level we're only now beginning to understand. They knew that a man who feels terror in his bones will believe anything you tell him about gods and punishment. And they built a structure that could manufacture that terror on demand. Not once, not for special occasions. Anytime they needed compliance, anytime they needed obedience, anytime they needed someone to believe, they had the machine. So, if Stonehenge was a precision instrument for rewriting human emotion, a weapon disguised as sacred architecture, the next question kept the research team awake for weeks. Where did all the parts come from? Because the builders didn't use local materials. They went to extraordinary, seemingly impossible lengths to acquire specific stones from specific places. And when the AI traced the origins of every component, it found something that shouldn't have been possible. The impossible journey. The smaller bluestone